If someone were to direct a movie about a challenging time in my life, the story would begin with the birth of my second son, Ellis. Although this was a time of immense joy, it was also followed by unexpected health complications and profound grief. As Rachel Reed explains in the Birth Trauma Handbook in 2021, a traumatic birth can shatter a woman's sense of safety and control, leaving deep emotional scars that affect her well-being long after the physical wounds have healed. With the emotional and physical toll of Ellis's traumatic birth, combined with the unexpected loss of a dear loved one, I was being led into one of the most painful yet transformative chapters of my life. Two main factors of why it was transformative is because I developed postpartum depression. This was from my recovery from the birth of my son and my grandfather's death. I found myself somewhere that I never thought I would be. My son was born 4 weeks early due to me having the HELLP syndrome, which is a rare complication in pregnancy that causes liver clotting and serious blood concerns. And so this in return, we both had health complications and we had to stay in the hospital for a week. And after a week, we finally got to go home with Bro and Dad, and we were so happy and we were finally settling in. Then I got a call from my dad that my grandfather had passed away. And I never got a chance to introduce Ellis to him, and this loss hit me really hard. We loved each other deeply and we cared for each other, and he was one of the most special people to me. And this spiraled me into a deep postpartum depression. I felt so guilty that I was consumed with sadness and I was unable to break free. I was exerting everything I had to be a good mother and care for my children. I never lost sight of caring for my babies, but I did lose sight in caring for myself. With the concern of my loved ones, seeking professional help and therapy were the main factors in my healing process. My husband started showing concern for me. I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, and I was constantly consumed with anxiety and depression. And he started to encourage me to find a way to start a healing process. So I then I felt desperate to get the storm out of my head, and so I reached out to a doctor who then referred me to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist then put me on medication, which she was thinking it would help me eat, help me sleep, and then rejuvenate my energy and get me uplifting my mood. And so this all worked, and as I grew stronger, I started to see things more clearly and began to find myself. The final act of my story began when I found peace in both the love I still had and the loss that I carried. The death of my grandfather left a wound that will forever be inside of me. And as I began to heal, and as I still heal, understanding that holding the heartache with loss and holding the heartache of loss with memories and the love he instilled in me, he is my inspiration to live a life of love, compassion, and determination. My movie wouldn't just be about the pain and sadness that consumed me after the birth of my son and the unexpected death of my grandfather. It would show how I fell apart, but most importantly, it would show how I found the courage to ask for help, and what ultimately led to healing mentally, emotionally, and physically. My grandfather would be proud to see the growth, the self-discovery, and my embrace of grief with love. As Elizabeth Kuber and David Kessler wrote on their book on grief and grieving 2005, the reality is that you will grieve forever. You will not get over the loss of a loved one. You will learn to live with it, and you will heal, and you will rebuild yourself around the loss you have suffered.